I heard you were caught up in a closed-door meeting just this evening. I wonder if you could tell us more about what this meeting was all about. Did it have anything to do with former President Duterte's threat to go to Congress tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sorry I cannot give the details, but we're just talking about what we're going to do when we have the hearing on the 21st.
So nothing to do with tomorrow?
No, we might have just a meeting tomorrow at the People's Center. I do not know where. Pero siguro mag-gather lang kami with the other congressmen who are members of the committee.
So it's clear, Congressman Abante, that there will be no hearing tomorrow, but will everyone be around in Batasang, Pambansa?
Well, no, there's no hearing tomorrow. There's no hearing tomorrow, but we might call on the other congressmen who are members of the committees to attend for us to be able to discuss things. Kasi, it needs quite a bit of preparation. So, when we call for the hearing.
Kong Benny, what's the plan if for example, the former president does make good on his promise and they just show up there in the Batasan? Gulatan na lang ba, or is there a plan?
Well, he's very much welcome if he would like to do that. Kahit na hindi namin alam or hindi kami prepared to meet him, okay lang. We can meet him and we can talk if he wants to.
Okay. Now, speaking of surprises, Kong Benny, did you just find out also during the press con you had that around lunchtime today, nawala na nga si Colonel Garma dito sa Pilipinas?
Yeah, oo. Nalaman namin talagang wala na pala.
Would you know?
But I think she'll be back in the Philippines, diba? Kasi na-hold siya ron sa airport.
But how are you treating it, no? Kasi, Kong Benny, you did release her. The committee agreed to lift the contempt citation with a good faith that she would go still to the succeeding hearings. In fact, she went to the last one, even though she was not under contempt anymore. Did you guys expect that she would just, disappear?
No, we have released her. Nasa kanya na yon where she would like to go. No? Wala na kaming hold doon sapagkat we already released her. So, nasa kanya na yon. The thing is, she already gave a testimony. Nagkaroon na siya ng affidavit and supplemental affidavit. And she has revealed the tokhang, the reward system. So, in reality, we actually do not anymore need her that much, although we can still invite her to attend.
Congressman,
she is here.
Congressman, is it true that the Department of Justice is planning to offer her to be a state witness?
That is what Secretary Remulla said.
And
that's a welcome development. If indeed the DOJ would give her the witness protection program, that would be good.
Do you think it's because of her safety? That's the reason why, or the main reason why she fled to the United States? Because it does sort of put a color or some doubt into her affidavit.
That would be the main reason. And that's why kami din naman, iniisip namin if she gets released, how can she be protected, no? So, at least I can say, I'm glad that the DOJ has offered her to be a state witness, so she can be well protected.
We did hear that she was in Japan.
No, I think what Gretchen was talking about, Kong Benny, was in a previous hearing. This was like maybe a month and a half ago. She did say that her U.S. visa was canceled because she was going to California. But on her stopover in Japan, they did not allow her to board the Japan to the U.S. flight, the second leg, because of the canceled visa. Are you guys still gonna bother trying to find out like how she was able to go to the United States when previously she already said in the hearing that her visa had issues? Or papaubayan nyo na lang dun sa relevant agencies?
Ako nga, I was surprised nga that she even went to San Francisco when she testified that her visa was canceled in Japan. So I really do not know kung kung ano talaga yung totoo doon. No? Kasi hindi naman siya siguro pupunta ng San Francisco if indeed visa was actually canceled in Japan.
Central, I think, to also this hearing is the testimony of Edilberto Leonardo, who is at the center of that reward system. Prior to him saying or pinabulaanan niya itong testimony ni Royina Garma, did he express any intention to say otherwise, say other things in his affidavit? Or is that a case closed with Edilberto Leonardo, or meron pa kayong pinaplano in that direction? Because I know that you postponed the hearing to November 21 because you're also gathering more witnesses and resource persons.
Na-release na rin siya eh. So actually, we do not know where he is now. No? But he already made a statement attesting to the testimony of Garma. So actually, hindi na namin alam kung nasan siya ngayon.
All the things that happened today, Kong Benny, have led us to understand that there's quite a lot of planning that goes on before you actually hold the hearing. Because you canceled the hearing tomorrow and rescheduled it for a little bit more than a week away. Can we expect anything different in terms of how you conduct the hearing? Magiging mas concise? Or aabutin na naman tayo gagabihin ba na naman tayo ulit?
Oo. Hindi ko alam, pero siguro aabutin na naman siguro ng ating gabi yan because there's just a lot of witnesses who are coming to us, no? And they would like to be invited. In fact, we're inviting the others na talagang gusto na magsalita to indicate their yung gusto nilang maging witness namin.
Congressman, shouldn't we take a page from what happened to Police Colonel Royina Garma and find a way to better protect these witnesses and resource persons para lakasan ng loob sila na magsalita dahil kung pakiramdam ni Royina Garma na hindi siya safe, baka yung iba rin ay magiging ganun. Hindi ba natin pwedeng magawa ng paraan na magkaroon ng somehow somewhat of a protection for the resource persons that you put on the hot seat? Because we do know this is high level and very, very sensitive information that they're giving out in your hearings.
Palagay ko, the DOJ, the Immigration Bureau is also under them. No? Hindi naman siguro yan magpabaya. That when Colonel Garma comes back to the Philippines, hindi naman napabayaan siguro yan.
What about
they will be giving them ample protection.
What about legislation, no, Kong Benny? Ko sa dami-dami ng mga hearings in the previous Senates and Congresses pa, ang dami rin pong mga whistleblowers na, naiiwan na lang sa ere. Like, sino ba yung na-stuck doon sa loob ng Lasal Green Hills for the longest time? Si June Lozada yata. Yung mga ganun po, kasi tapos na yung hearing, nasa next Congress na tayo, tapos stuck pa rin po siya doon. Are you looking at maybe like some legislation to protect our witnesses, our whistleblowers more?
Well, nakita po ng mga tao that we already filed 3 bills, no? And we are still filing. In fact, sa committee ko lang on human rights, we have around 6 to 7 bills that are bound to be filed, no? So it's talaga in aid of legislation too, because there are so many laws that ought to be amended, and there are some laws that ought to be actually filed, no? Bills that ought to be actually filed. No? Kaya ito naman, we are trying to gather all the testimonies, all the documents. Kami nga, nakakatuwa nga because yung ibang mga witness is coming to us na voluntarily, no? Kinakailangan din namin silang i-vet o kausapin namin tungkol dyan para malaman namin talaga kung ano nga sabihin nila.
Coming back to what was supposed to be tomorrow's hearing, Congressman, there's one thing I don't understand, which is if former President Duterte had already confirmed, and he is, of course, the person that we all want to hear from, why didn't we just conduct the hearing anyways? I know you've already canceled it. Sabi ng other, your colleague said they decided on the cancellation before he announced his decision to attend. So nevertheless, let's say your timeline is accurate. Why not just hold a mini session anyways? Forget about forget about the other witnesses. Have him testify anyways tomorrow.
We'll cross the bridge when we get there, no? Siguro tomorrow, kasi ang concern lang namin, baka wala kaming quorum, no? There's no quorum. We could not be able to actually do the actual hearing, no? Pero we'll see what happens tomorrow because we're gonna call the other congressman to come and attend para i-discuss lang namin yung maaaring scenario, maaaring mangyari sa 21 if the president comes, of which we cannot even prevent him from doing that. So, natin maiki kung makakaroon tayo ng special meeting or whatever it might be, no? So, we will see tomorrow na lang kung ano mangyayari.
Okay. Will you be inhibiting Congressman? Because we were talking to Congressman Dan Fernandez about this last night. Of course, you too have been implicated by Colonel Grijaldo. He said that you had coerced his confession. Will you be inhibiting from the hearing?
No, we will only be inhibiting when Grijaldo becomes a witness. Oo. Kapag siya naging witness, we will be inhibiting and we will become resort speakers with Grijaldo.
Only when he's testifying.
Doon lang.
Only when he's testifying.
Kung nandun lang siya.
Yes, only when he testifies.
Okay.
Kong Benny, last question. Gusto ko sa itanong to kay Kong Dan kagabi, kaya lang naubusan kami ng oras. I was wondering, of all people no, that could witness your meeting with Colonel Grijaldo, bakit po yung dalawang abogado ni Royina Garma? Is that how you guys normally do it? Kasi po nagkakakulay po eh. Baka pwedeng ibang attorney na lang, I'm not sure. But what was the rationale behind, yeah?
I don't think that Grijaldo had his lawyer with him. So, syempre, magkaibigan sila ni Garma, magkaklase pa sila, and Garma told us that if there is any person that we can talk to about her testimony, that would be Grijaldo. So, kinuha namin yung dalawang abogado for them to be there, no? Para marinig nila yung mga sasabihin ni Grijaldo.
So pag nagwa-vet kayo ng iba pang witness, Kong Benny, sino po yung nag-witness usually? Yung abogado nung witness that you're vetting, or is it a third party, impartial, I don't know, attorney?
No, actually, usually the attorney is just there to listen. Not to actually coach the witness. He's there to listen, no? Kung maayos yung pagsagot o pag-bet, no? Or if we need some advice, we could be able to ask it. Pero sa betting namin, tinatanong namin kung ano nga sabihin nila eh. Wala naman kaming ibang intention doon.
Kong Benny, hahabol ko lang kasi nag-file kayo ng parang bill ba yun on seizing the POGO lands from foreign owners. Did I get that correct? And in what circumstances, paano kung local po ang may-ari nitong lupa? Is that exempted from that bill that you filed?
Dalawa yan eh. Unang-una, when the properties have been illegally acquired. For example, like corporation yan, no? Nakita namin na puro foreigners pala ang members ng corporation. It should be about 60-40, di ba? Oh. Ayun, mali yung pagkakaroon ng korporasyon. So, illegally acquired yan. Pangalawa, even if it is legally acquired, but it's used for illegal operation, that can be subject to, tawag doon, confiscation ng gobyerno.
But this is just for foreign owners, not for local, possible local partners.
No, not... actually, perhaps siguro may mga amendment pa yan. For example, like maganda yung binanggit ninyo, if it's local partners and then it is used for illegal operation, anong gagawin dyan? No? So, i-amend pa namin yung iba dyan.
Paano po yung sa POGO ban, yung bill on the POGO ban? Because we're hearing that it does not include the CESA, the economic zones, because we're seeing some gray areas there over whether those will need PAGCOR licenses.
Ako, sa akin, totally that ought to be done. Given a license by the economic zones or or PAGCOR or whoever it might be, total ba talagang POGO sa akin? In fact, the President already announced that.
Yeah. On a last note, coming back to former President Duterte, he says he wants a 10-day marathon hearing para matapos na. Would you be up for that?
Nako, hindi mahirap sa amin yan. In fact, alam niyo naman na nagkakaroon ko ng hearing from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. Di ba? Kahit na meron na itong konting edad. We can still do that. If the President wants it, if the former President wants it, why not? Sana hindi naman to optics lang na ginagawa niya, no? Sana totoo yan. Baka mamaya sabihin niya, joke only na naman yan.
So you would be up for it if he really challenged you to it. We're gonna keep an eye on that, but leave that for now. Thank you so much for your time, House Quad Committee Co-Chair, Congressman Benny Abante.